Hello, ladies and gentlemen and freaks, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark. Are you in love? Do you love someone unconditionally? How far would you go for that attraction and admiration for someone? It's a question I explored in one of my past videos. His life's fucking ruined. F in chat for Discordina and our boy Joe, for sure. Hopefully things turn out okay with them. I guess we'll see. If I hear some crazy shit happen with them again, maybe I'll tell another story about it. But I think for now, this story is kind of wrapped up. I think they're gonna crawl back into the hole that they came from. I did this video called The Ultimate Simp, during which I told a personal story about a guy that I knew who basically ruined his life for an e-girl and kind of destroyed it all. The name of the guy in question being Joe. Yes, Joe, Joe the Discord Spurg. And I believe his e-bride I called Twitterina, a female he fell for very hard after meeting online. I recommend watching that video for sure before watching this one if you haven't seen it. But today, I have a bit of an update to the story. Last Thursday, I woke up, I showered, I brushed my teeth, I went to Starbucks to get a coffee, and then I went to class. And as I was sitting through class, scrolling through shit on my computer, I had two emails. Well, I mean, I had a lot more than that, but I had two emails that I actually looked at. One of them was someone just sending me a picture of naked anything for views with his cock out. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you sending me that. It was really funny, really got me going. And the other email that I looked at was actually from Joe himself. Joe the Discord Spurg decided to send me an email. He wanted to clarify a few things about the situation. He wanted to give a bit of an update, and I figured, you know, I kind of owe him that after telling a story basically shitting on him and his life on my channel for like, what was it, 20 minutes or something like that? Yeah, I mean, I basically fucking, you know, I basically stomped all over him. I took a giant dump all over him, diarrhea, shit everywhere. The cum poopy was fucking everywhere, bro. Fucking cum and shit and piss. So I decided, you know, it probably makes sense to at least give him a fair shake and read this email. I'm gonna censor his name, obviously, but I'll just go ahead and start reading it now. Hey, Tom. A mate sent me your latest video, and seeing as I'm currently stuck in a 2-week quarantine, I decided to give it a watch to see how skewed the outside perspective of events was. I appreciate you not naming us. About half of it was accurate, but seeing as I've got nothing better to do right now, I wanted to correct the rest. I wasn't dating her when the Twitter shit went down. I was speaking to her maybe 3 times a week at that point, and considered her a good friend. It wasn't until months later that things developed. Even if I had stopped talking to her entirely, knowing the situation she was in, and seeing how the community treated her, despite it, would have still pushed me to leave. There were never any huge allegations. She just over-dramatized calling him a bad friend while drunk, and the Chinese whispers spiraled from there. I'd been thinking about leaving the community for a few months already, and I guess that was just the tipping point. I did quit my job around the middle of the year, but that was because I had started working a second one a few months prior, which paid better. We weren't really financially struggling. The police in our area know us and have a good understanding of our situation. She's called them a few times while drunk, has always been awake when they arrive, and I've always known when they're coming. I am in no legal danger and have no upcoming court date. I genuinely have no idea where that rumor started. Our plan was always for me to bring her back to my home state with me, where she could enter long-term treatment with myself and my family to support her. COVID has kind of fucked with that, so I've moved back home to speed up the process of getting her over here so she can get help. I'm in the safest possible position, and hopefully soon she will be too. While it's easy to just pass someone off as insane, I want to make it clear what she suffers from. The two main conditions are borderline personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder. Both are treatable. If they weren't, I wouldn't still be with her. When she goes on these Instagram rampages, that's not really her, and everything she says should be taken with a mountain of salt. Same goes for her tweets back in February. She also has autism, hence why she doesn't really grasp social media very well. Damn, dude really secured the Aspie GF. I guess good for him, you know? My life has not been ruined by this at all. This situation has strengthened my relationship with my family and friends, all of whom I've kept in close contact with. It's also helped me break out of the depressing social media hellhole. I'll admit, I let it get to me back in May when I came back briefly to rant, but since then I've distanced myself as much as possible, and I've been happier than ever. At the end of the day, I don't really care if a small Twitter community remembers me as a simp or a Discord Spurg. I've got more pressing issues to think about now. That said, I would appreciate if it wasn't boiled down to, lol, he threw away his life for an insane e-girl, because that just perpetuates the stigma around mental health. You pretty much nailed it in the start of the video. I'm gonna try everything I can to help her, and if nothing works, I'll move on knowing I tried. In any case, this pulled me out of a rut I'd been in for years, and I don't regret a bit of it. Thanks for looking at shit objectively and not putting a spin on it like almost everyone else has seemed determined to do. I wish you good algorithmic fortune, and much Lego Ninjago in the future. Cheers, Joe. So yeah, I mean, a pretty interesting, email to say the least. I'm not just reading this out in a video without his permission. He knows that I'm doing this. He knows I'm doing a video about it. I clarified it beforehand with him, making sure it's okay to talk about the email, and he was totally for it. As for the actual contents of it, if you guys saw that video, then you remember what happened. Basically, a story about a guy who sacrificed it all for an insane alcoholic woman he met through Twitter. There was some reckless spending. Supposedly, he quit a job for her. Supposedly, she accused him of being abusive, and he had a court date or something like that. Basically, all of the information in that video was stuff I was told secondhand, and looking back on it, I'm very I'm very glad I never used his real name, because honestly, that entire video was just gossip, but I decided to remove their name so that they wouldn't suffer consequences from it or anything like that. And obviously, this guy could be lying to me. He could be lying to my face and maybe the other people who gave me the information. But I'm going to choose to believe him and basically agree that, this could be the result of a bunch of rumors that really got out of hand. Because at the end of the day, I mean, is my video, follow-up really going to influence the discourse on who this guy is? It's not like he has a great reason to lie or some, huge reputation to protect. It's obvious to me that he's done with the internet, and I think he just wants to get his thoughts across in an earnest way. And I appreciate him wishing me good algorithmic fortune. I do appreciate that. I hope the blessing goes well. He's definitely invested in the Tom Dark lifestyle, despite the fact that I made a video shitting on him for 20 minutes. He's on that Tom Dark coin grind. He's trying to watch the value go up, watch the stock go up. He wants it to be going up exponentially in the future. And certainly, some people, some economists have been telling me, hey, Tom Dark, we think you've got a great product. We think that things are going well as long as you cut it out with the thigh highs and all this gay shit. I think that everything for your brand will go extremely well in the near future. And I'm trying to take their advice. I'm tempted to agree with them. Now, I wanted a little more information about the situation, so I decided to shoot him back an email. And I basically asked a few clarifying questions. Good to hear from you after so long, man. Glad to hear things are going all right. So no court date. I guess that was something that was made up in the big telephone game everyone was playing, but I have no idea who said it first. I didn't hear about it till it was on stream, lol. So, is the Funko Pop thing true? Hey Tom, no court date. Might have come from something she posted on Instagram while manic, I'm not sure. Again, not her in those moments. She's rarely acted herself publicly. Funko Pop thing is kinda true. She spent $100 on them a few months back. I can't defend her on that. She's got poor spending habits, but so do a lot of people. Two things I forgot to mention or didn't really expand on. The N-word carving shit isn't true. She got plenty of scars, but I can confirm none of them spell out slurs. To my knowledge, she did write it, but I'm glad she did because it made her laugh long enough to snap out of it and not do anything worse. Also, regarding crippled e-celebrity, she never planned to accuse him of rape or anything. He was a shitty friend. Guy is loaded but leashed off of her subscription services while she was in poverty and convinced her to buy games and shit she couldn't afford so they could play together. That's literally it. Everyone was so scared of another Slazo situation that they preemptively bullied a mentally ill girl close to suicide. I think some more care should be taken in the future. And this is the point where I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit with the email. He may portray it this way, but I'm gonna have to say that, back when all this stuff was going on, she was being very loose-lipped and exaggerative, and I believe the word abuse was being thrown around at the time. I specifically remember a lot of people being very upset about the things she was saying. This isn't a situation where everyone was just waiting to jump down her throat. The people who criticized her were not just waiting in the shadows holy shit, I can't wait till she fucks up and I can ruin her. It wasn't like that. I think that, a lot of the backlash she got was justified, and, her mental illnesses should have nothing to do with what she did. At the end of the day, if you do things that are harmful, if you're spreading rumors about people that are, exaggerated, or even false, I can't verify what he said here. I have no evidence of it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's basically false. I would say that, you should expect to get the equal amount of backlash that someone who's not mentally ill will get. Your mental illness cannot become a shield. So yeah, that's really all he had to say. Apart from that last bit, which I definitely still disagree with, and I think that a lot of the people involved would disagree with what he said there, it obviously makes sense that he would want to email me and clear some things up. It definitely makes sense to me that some things would be misconstrued, or some of the facts around the situation would not be as airtight, as accurate as initially thought. So honestly, I'm glad that he sent me an email and I can update you guys a little bit as to what happened. And honestly, I think that we kind of got the best of both worlds here. I mean, Joe Simp is claiming to be honest and everything's okay for him. From what he said, everything seems to be going all right, so I'm glad he's not in any suffering or turmoil. I'm very glad there's no court date for him. I don't think he deserves that. And I'm also glad to hear that there was some money recklessly spent on Funko Pops. I hope she continues to do that in the future. Truly a happy ending to the story if ever there was one. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to these dumbass emails all the way to the end. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. And let me know if you believe Joe the Discord Spurg in the comment section below. Always love to hear what you guys have to say. Definitely don't loathe you all and think that most of the shit you spew in my comment section is fucking retarded. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.